You ever wish your startup would do this instead of this? Here are 5 mistakes that are ruining your startup's progress and how to avoid them. But before we jump into it, subscribe. I'm Berman. First mistake is not doing any marketing at all. Look at this post from Eden Massas. I'm shutting down Social Kiwi. I usually spend months building unprofitable startups, so today that's coming to an end. No more time wasting. I spent over $300, made $18, so negative $282 in revenue.
Big oof!
And of course, I reached out to buy it because it's ridiculous to quit after a day or two. But that's the problem that most startup founders have. They're not doing any marketing at all. They're making $18 just like Idan was. And what do they have to show for it? But the startup was good. And I know because he was doing a social media management tool, and our social media management tool, Taplio, was sold for millions of dollars after just a few months. The difference is Taplio did marketing and Social Kiwi did not. It's not that the base startup was any different. They both had the same sort of features, but one entrepreneur didn't do the marketing right and the other one did, and that's the big difference. But what does that mean? Everyone's like, oh, you got to do marketing, you got to do marketing. What I like to do is look at this chart, which lists all the marketing methods, and pick one and try it that day. So for instance, affiliate marketing. Let me reach out to 3 affiliates today. Email marketing. Let me send an email to my list. Offline ads. Can I sponsor an event or put up signs outside? Social and display ads. Can I spend $100 on Facebook ads today? Business development. Can I send 100 cold emails or make 100 cold calls? And you can just screenshot this and make this your to-do list. The key to winning when your startup is new is experimentation. So you want to try a bunch of these and see what works, but you also need to keep trying and keep marketing because you might have a great product, but if you do not market it, you will not sell. In startup marketing, nobody is beating down your door. You have to force your startup in front of them and down their throats. Next mistake is selling before the product is ready. I had a startup called Omni.us and things were going pretty good in the initial stages. We had venture funding, I had a lot of demand, and so we decided to take the guru's advice and do pre-sales, which was great. We hit $20,000 in revenue and everything seemed like it was rocking and rolling. But what happens when pre-sales combine with long development times? Our SaaS took way too long to build, and so those customers were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and after months, they started wanting refunds or they started being unhappy or we started having to fulfill with other services that were different from this SaaS. And so all of a sudden, the growth went from 20K a month to 12K a month to 8K a month, 0, negative, to failing, to having to quit. And that's what happens when you sell too early. It's okay to pre-sell as part of a marketing campaign. Like when the startup is already built and you just want to build hype up because you're launching next week or in 2 weeks. It's not okay to do pre-sales when you have absolutely nothing and your startup's going to take 6 to 8 months to build. And if you thought that one is bad, this next one is even worse. Over-promising the results. Look at Taplio. Get more reach, engagement, and followers in 10 minutes per day. This is exactly what the startup does. It helps you get more reach, engagement, and followers in 10 minutes per day. What it doesn't say is 10K followers in 10 days or it's free, because that's a lie. Who knows if you're going to get 10,000 followers in 10 days? Although if you could promise that, this landing page would convert pretty well. There's no need to lie. And the more you lie, the worse your retention is going to be. I could go in there and say, this tool is going to make you $1 million and I'm going to get a lot of free trials, but those people would not stay on as customers as soon as they find out the tool won't make them $1 million. You don't need these big monster promises, especially ones that are BS, because the customers see right through them. Instead, a soft promise of something you do super well is enough to get customers to try it. And then if they try it and you fulfill the promise, they'll stick around and your startup will grow. The next one is ignoring competitors. Let me tell you a story about my new startup, Galadon. We started with this position: build your own AI in under 10 minutes. It was cool. You could drag and drop an AI modal right onto your website, and then OpenAI launched the exact same thing. So I saw some other startups providing chatbots and pivoted that way. But cloning them exactly would be making the next mistake: copying without differentiation. You can't just copy paste and win. It's all about the subtle differences. Chatbase positions themselves as custom GPTs for your website, and we position ourselves as conversion-focused AI live chat that outperforms human reps. Chatbase is going after the small business market and startups, and we're going after SMBs with much higher tiers because our thing is much better. I'm confident that if our customers used both Chatbase and Galadon, and they wanted what we want, which is more sales from their website, they will go to Galadon every single time because our AI performs better. Because we're not custom chat GPT for your website. We have our own AI, Galadon AI, that's trained to sell. And that, plus targeting a different market, allows us to price much higher than the competition. Everything comes down to differentiation. Taplio is not Buffer. Omni was not Lemlist. Even though they're similar tools that solve the same problems, they're different enough to attract users. So I need you to make sure that you don't make these 5 startup mistakes: not doing marketing at all, selling before the product's ready, overpromising the result, ignoring competitors, and copying without differentiation. Avoid those and you'll be all set. Like this video, subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you soon.